I'm out here this morning on the shores of the mighty Peace River, and it occurs to me that quite a large percentage of the time we're skipping the true value of assurance reviews and readiness reviews and things of that nature. And what I mean by that is I'm pretty sure everybody involved in these kind of things recognizes that a readiness review tracks our actual milestones accomplished against our milestone expectations. And it does do that, but it's not intended as an information device. The readiness review report, or the assurance review report, whatever the case may be, is intended as a senior leadership management tool. And it's how we help address the I can't get down there in the weeds to learn this stuff. So we already know that we have, through a lot of hard work, an approved process that's already been approved at that authoritative level. And now all we're trying to do, accountability-wise as senior leaders, is making sure we are achieving that. So that's why a readiness review is actually a tool. And if you get a 65% readiness review on your phase 3 readiness, you're not really interested in the 65%. We're not here to give out gold stars, but we are acutely interested in the 35%. And this is why we also always want to deliver a readiness review to senior leadership along with the RACI that pertains to it. Because this is how a senior leader can now very quickly, in less than an hour, take proactive action to enforce compliance, in other words, meet their accountabilities, without having to get down there in the weeds to figure it out. You've already approved the process, so you already know you agree with these milestones, and now you have a list of milestones that are threatening your operation, and you have a RACI that tells you who's responsible for those milestones and who's accountable for making sure that the responsible people get their work done. Now, the responsible parties at this lofty level of authority, they're really only navigational aids. But the accountable parties are people that it's worth giving a phone call to. And it's worth, encouraging them to understand that it is our intention as a culture of a do big things company, of a work towards excellence company, that we will work in compliance. And, maybe there's something you can help out. Maybe there's an obstacle that wasn't previously known about, but as a senior leader, you have the authority to make better. Or maybe people just didn't believe you really cared whether or not the work got done. A lot of times, unfortunately, that is the case. And when that's the case, only a couple of these calls, and next thing you know, just the issuance of a readiness report starts correcting most of the issues. So understand that your readiness review is not a report. It is a tool. It is a tool intended for very specific people at the top of the leadership totem pole. Those are the people who can make that 35% catch up and get in line with the rest of the collaborative effort towards success. From the banks of the mighty Peace, peace out.